Well, welcome back or welcome to the channel, everybody. I can't apologize enough. We'll just have to call this spring break because I have had some lapse in creativity before, but this is just the longest I've ever gone without talking to you guys, and I've just really missed it. I really miss having this time together where we explore. The last time we chatted, it was kind of a accumulation of my promotion journey and the stories that went behind the scenes of that. And well, I can tell you there's a lot more that has gone on behind the scenes. It has felt a little bit more like a demotion than a promotion. And I'm really just trying to stay positive, but a lot of things will be changing in the upcoming week. So I didn't want to fake the funk for y'all. So let's just say we'll pick it back up in April. Hello. So we are back at it. It is a pretty chilly day. It's like 67 degrees right now, but it definitely feels like in the 50s. It's like nice and moody, and it's supposed to get pretty bad today. Google, when is the weather supposed to get bad tonight in Atlanta?
Tonight in Atlanta, the forecast is for a high of 68 and a low of 57 with rain.
Okay, so it's gonna be a cute little rainy day. She didn't really tell me anything that I didn't already know, but we're gonna make some soup because that's what we do when it's rainy. Also, it's what we do when Finnegan's looking at me like he's gonna eat me because he didn't like the food that I gave him, and there is no other food in the drawer, and Sam's not gonna be back till later. So he'll eat a little of this chicken, I know he will, and we're gonna just enjoy. A little cozy day, watch probably the rest of Elimination Chamber, finish all my meetings, feeling accomplished. So let's make some soup. We're done. That's not a good sign. All right, well, hopefully you're not broken. We're gonna come back with some soup, hopefully. And yeah, that was just a little close for comfort for me. So we'll be back. Now it's time to head to the movies with our cinematic crusader. Here with another titanium take, here's our movie maven Kai.
Well, hey there, everybody. It is I, your movie maven Kai, and I am once again stricken down with what doctors are calling a massive sinus infection. So I'm going to open this with a plea. I beg of you, wash your damn hands. Teach those around you to wash their hands. Wash them correctly, properly. I have literally taught 3-year-olds with moderate to severe autism how to properly wash their hands independently. Who have had an aversion to water. Like, there's really no excuse not to wash your hands properly. And that's how, all of this gets, passed around is, coughing and sneezing and then not, properly cleansing one's hands. Also, cough and sneeze into the arm, vampire cough, however you want to, But it's important, guys. We got to take care of each other. We got to take care of ourselves. And still, I am here. I'm with you because, we talk a lot about, comfortable things on this show and being able to be comfortable and find comfort. And whether that's in people or media or food or, whatever, having that, healthy love and attentiveness to those things that can, really bring us those moments of joy. And it's so important with, the state of everyone's psyche and mental health and physical health and, all of those things. So, I started thinking about, the things that I turn to the most. And, I grew up doing musical theater. And so it's something that kind of, pops up when I'm not feeling great. I just want to sit on the couch and, watch, back to back, spectacles from the 50s and 60s. And I thought about one that I hadn't watched in a really long time, even though it's a favorite. And I mean, dream role is Cabaret. And Liza Minnelli in the 70s was everything, let's just all agree to that. But this particular movie version of, it's a stage show, but this particular version, coming out in the 70s during a time that you were dealing with a lot of androgyny, a lot of, sexual exploration. You look at, things like the Rolling Stones, David Bowie, all of these, these rock stars, Mick Jagger, really kind of taking on this, androgynous, gender bending, artistic, view or portrayal within their music. And it was so beautiful. And it was something that was, copied and done, many times over the years. And at the time was still wildly popular. And then you had people who were so wonderfully oblivious to the fact that Freddie Mercury, sang in a band called Queen. He's gay? Yeah, he is, I mean, Elton John, everybody at that point, we had such a beautiful exploration of, fluidity and self and everything. And Cabaret was one of those, depictions of that, because interestingly, it was released in the 70s, but it took place in 1920s and 30s Germany during the rise of Nazis. And so you had these, it takes place in Paris, you have all these clubs that, they were very welcoming. They were very inclusive. They were, we just want to entertain. We're performers. This is a beautiful art form. And you had people come in and go, yes, this is what we want to see. But a lot of these performers were queer in some way, if they were, of different, sexual identities, different gender identities, all of those things. Yes, those were around in the 70s and in the 20s too. And it was a wonderful time for art and performance. But when you have the rise of fascism that starts saying you have to basically entertain the way that we want you to, you have to do the things that are, specific to, God and country and the way that we put this out. And if you're not, we're going to shut you down. And not only are we going to shut you down, but we're going to, either, take you forcibly or make sure that you're not around to promote this kind of, hedonistic lifestyle. And so that was happening a lot. And much like, I spoke about when, we were talking about swing kids, you have people who go, I'm going to do what I need to do in order to keep myself safe. You have people that go, I'm going to do what I need to do in order to keep my family safe. And then you have the people who go, I'm going to do what I feel that I need to do because of my core beliefs, for better or for worse. And it's a lot of what you see in this show. And the music is so incredibly transcendent. Schitt's Creek did a play on Cabaret, or they performed Cabaret parts of it in the show. And it's just as relevant. It's just as poignant and impactful as it was in the 70s. In the 90s, they did a huge revival. Alan Cumming actually played the MC. And oh my gosh, he's probably my favorite portrayal. And when I say that, I had a dream role in this show, it was not Sally Bowles. Like, I would love to play Sally. I'm too old now, but I would love to play the MC. He is such an incredible character. And it's such a beautiful portrayal when you have the right person in that role that really understands, the nuance of that person. And, Alan Cumming did it beautifully. Oh my gosh, I can't think of his name right now. Noah, on Schitt's Creek. I'm sorry. I love you. You're the best. Did a wonderful interpretation, but you really can't top the original. Such a great movie, such a wonderful storyline, it touches on so many things from, relationships to, being accepting, being, preaching tolerance and inclusivity and, different art forms and, all of this among, also fighting for the things that you love and that you want to keep safe and hold dear and, move forward through. And, it's a beautiful dissection of, character. When people say, character is not how you react in the moment, it's how you act after it happens. So you see that a lot too. And there's a lot of subtlety and a lot of nuance to it, but what a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful movie. Costumes, music, cast, everything is just gorgeous, considering that it's supposed to be taking place during, a very poor and downtrodden time in history. But it's a good one to pull out and remind yourself of. And it's a great one if you're a big fan of doing Broadway songs at karaoke. There are some great ones in this one. Not every Broadway song is great for karaoke, but this one has some great ones. So Cabaret, Liza Minnelli looking just gorgeous. Get a lot of makeup inspiration from her too. Anyway, we love you guys. Again, please keep yourself well, so that you can keep everybody around you well. There's a lot of outbreaks of a lot of interesting things happening right now that we're not getting a lot of news on, because we don't have the connectivity to things like the World Health Organization or the CDC that we have in the recent past. So please try to make sure that you reach out to those particular agencies on their websites. Make sure that you're following what you can and keeping abreast of all the things that are happening so that we can keep ourselves and each other safe. We love you guys. Please drink your water. Also take your meds, and we will see you next week.
One of these at least? No? Hello? Oh my gosh, brother. It's your house. I just fucking rent space in it, I guess. So like I kind of alluded to at the beginning of this episode, if we even want to call it that, it's really just kind of a thrown together of some of these slow moments that I've had, which have been few and far between. So I finally got to sit down, read a little book, cuddle with Finnegan, and enjoy a piece of my day off. But those, like I said, have come very sparingly. So I'm hoping that April turns around and we can get a little bit more time together, and for more or less for my mental health, a little bit time for me. No matter what you're going through, just know I understand, and we're here for you, and I love you, and we'll see you in the next one.